think it's a full continuum of mentorship and sponsorship, and I consider mentors and sponsors to be somewhat different. They can be one and the same, but that is not necessarily always the case. There can be sort of one-time mentors, they can be lifelong mentors, they can be mentors that have a much more informal relationship with you, but are present at different periods of your life to give you advice and to share their experiences and to learn from their experiences. So I think it's important for people to recognize your contributions and to sponsor you to move forward in your career, as well as it is for people to that you can go to in times of need for advice, who can then mentor you and provide sound advice that will allow you to advance your career. I really try to make sure that if anyone reaches out to me to say they'd love to talk with me about career or advice, that I do that. It doesn't not necessarily within a specific time frame, but I make sure that I make the time to sit down with anybody who asks me to. And that has turned into some longer term relationships and some shorter term. I think at times it's important, particularly when it's more formal, to sort of outline expectations on both sides so that I'm not feeling as if I'm not meeting an expectation. As a mentor, you want to feel as if you're doing the best that you can to help out a potential mentee and able to balance that with the other work demands that you have. And so I think sometimes outlining those expectations is helpful, but for me, it's very important to give back whenever I can, however I can. I've mentored many people of color and sort of how are you strategic in your career advancement? Should I always join the diversity committee, or should I look at other opportunities? And part of what we talk about is making sure that you engage yourself in work in which you can bring your best self to the table, and that can either fulfill you personally or fulfill you professionally, and that we're thinking about our time as a commodity and being most effective and efficient with that time and using it where it's most appropriate. And so we talk through some of the decision making around that. We talk about various job opportunities that come about and how best to gauge which job opportunity to go for. How do you line up the sort of pros and cons of different possibilities? And so we talk a bit about that, and I talk about my experience in order to be as helpful as I can be.